All right, so let's begin. For those of you that don't know me, I am Nancy from Nancy Inspired, and I have a gift that I call soul telepathy. I'm able to hear what your soul is trying to tell you for your highest and best good, for your evolution. And when I do individual readings, it's about you only and what's most important for you. When I do collective like this, it's about what's important for the whole group, or what's the most important messaging for the group. I do the first part is collective messaging for everybody, and then the second part is individual readings. Or you can put your names in for individual readings. Don't put your name in yet. Just wait until I let you know I'm ready for you, so that it doesn't get lost in the chat. Wonderful. Hello. Yes, I did enjoy it, Melinda. Thank you. I wasn't sure. If I'm honest, since I've really been working a lot with my gift, I find it difficult to be around big groups of people without lots of work, and it exhausts me. So I really wasn't expecting to want to stay very long, but I actually had a really good time. So I ended up staying, but I'm a little tired today. Okay, let's get started. I do need to do a little bit of clearing. So we're just going to start with that. So I've already asked for permission whether I can do it, but I need to clear myself. So we're going to kind of do a double little clearing here. One for me that you're welcome to join onto, and then one for the space in the group. So if you'd like to just close your eyes and imagine that there is a blue-white light swirling around you counterclockwise, and as it swirls around you, it is pulling out everything that doesn't serve you, including fatigue or any stresses, any tensions, any emotional barriers, whatnot. So it's cleansing and clearing and balancing my heart, my mind, my body, and my spirit on all levels for my highest and best good. Imagining that blue-white light swirling around you, counterclockwise, pulling out at the root anything that doesn't serve you. So it's kind of, you can imagine it almost like a laser that's cutting everything away, but also the energy that swirls pulls out all the debris, everything that doesn't serve you. So it's cleansing, clearing, and balancing your heart, your mind, your body, and your spirit on all levels for your highest and best good. That feels good. It's like a internal shower. You know that feeling when you have a shower, and as it swirls, cleansing, clearing, and balancing your heart, your mind, your body, and your spirit, all levels for your highest and best good. I must have a little extra to clear today, probably from being around so many people last night. Cleansing, clearing, and balancing your heart, your mind, your body, and your spirit on all levels. There we go. And done for me. All right. Good morning, Anna, or I should say hello to Anna and Angela. I don't know what time zone you're all in. It's afternoon for us here today. All right, I'm going to ask that my intuition be raised to the highest level that I can accommodate with at this moment in time. Allow my soul to hear what is in everybody's highest and best good clearly. All right. All right, now we're going to just ask permission to connect to all of you. So can I, may, and shall I do a collective reading for my Insight Timer friends and family, both those that are listening now and those that come on later, and getting a clear yes. Is there any reason why I shouldn't at this moment in time? Nope, no reason why I shouldn't. And we're just going to cleanse and clear and balance this space. So if we imagine that we're all in a room together, an energetic space together, we're just cleansing, clearing, and balancing. Same thing. The white-blue light is circling around us all, creating a container for this space for those that join later. It's like they're kind of entering a room that we've cleared, a giant cosmic energetic room that we're cleansing, clearing, and balancing for all of our hearts, minds, bodies, and spirits on all levels for our highest and best good. We're also clearing out any energy, entity, anything that does not belong in this space, does not serve the highest and best good. We're just clearing out that space. Very good. I think because we did a clearing already, we're pretty ready. And then we're just going to ask for love and light and blessing. We're going to ask that everybody's intuition be raised to the highest level that they can accommodate with at this moment in time. And we're just going to ask for a barrier of protection for to have anything that does not belong in this space to be sent to the feet of God where it can be transmuted into love. All right. Here we go. Hello, a blood swan. Oh, I love the name. Beautiful. And hello, Carol. Welcome, welcome. And Julie. Oh, that's right, Angela. You're an hour after me. So there's all kinds of time zones. We've got people that are getting ready for bed. We've got people that are starting their day. We got, I'm in the early afternoon. I always find it such a beautiful reminder that time is not linear and that the way we think of time is very different. Yes, this mug, thank you, Blood Swan. I did a meditation retreat in Mexico last year, a yoga retreat, meditation retreat. And whenever I go to something like that, that's special, and I want to bring something back, I bring a mug, because then I feel like as I drink tea out of it, I'm ingesting the energy of the experience all over again. So yes, that's what this one was from. And yes, it's beautiful. Awesome. I also have 3 cats. All right, Patricia. Hello, everyone. First time. Oh, wonderful. And you're in Alberta. Fabulous. Me too. Welcome, Patricia. All right. So let's get started. So I'm just going to hear what I hear. Let's see where we go today. All right. What is the first bit of collective wisdom for today? Where is it? Third eye. Okay. We've had this message before, but it's a great reminder. It's the reminder that, so I felt it kind of tingle in my third eye, but I also became aware of some of the fatigue that I have today. And what I was told is that we need to remember that everything is energy. Everything is energy. Our thoughts, our actions, the physical world around us, everything is broken down into energy. And I think most of us already know that when you break it down. And it's funny because things that used to be, science fiction are now science. And so science is actually proven, with molecules and whatnot that I'm not going to get into the science because I don't really know it super well, but everything breaks down to atoms and molecules and whatnot, which is energy. Everything is energy. What I was just hearing was that we have tremendous power to shape our own realities. Now, it's funny because I've struggled with this myself personally, in that it's like, well, I didn't choose this, and I didn't want this, and this crappy thing in my life I didn't choose. Of course not. Those are the things that are here for our learning. They're here for our soul growth. They're here for our soul development. However, what we focus our energy on is what comes. Now, in that sense, if I am always thinking about what I don't have, then I will continue to find ways to validate, oh, she's constantly thinking about what she doesn't have. Let's give her more things to think about that she doesn't have. Whereas if I'm constantly thinking about what I'm grateful for in my life, I still have things I don't have. But if I focus on the things that I'm grateful for in my life, I get more things that I'm grateful for, right? And it's not like those bad things just disappear, right? Those are there. But if we're focusing on the gratitude, or if we're focusing on something, that we're moving towards, that we're, excited about, happy about, joyful about, those higher vibrational energies. And that's what I'm just hearing right now. It's not about like wishing and sending this message saying, okay, I want, $1 million. It's about higher vibrational energies. So that when we are, okay, this is interesting. So when we are trying to manifest, when we're trying to make changes, when we're trying to kind of move forward and evolve in our lives, if we are focused on scarcity, saying, I want to lose 20 pounds so that I can feel more confident and whatnot. There's nothing wrong with saying it that way. But what I'm hearing is focus on if we're focusing on the fact that we don't feel confident, right? then that's a lower vibrational energy. Anything those negative words. So, and I don't want to say negative because nothing's bad or good. It's just there's lower vibrational and there's higher vibrational. If you're focusing on scarcity or lack or I wish this was different or this is frustrating for me or this makes me sad or I don't have confidence because of this, those are lower vibrational energies. If we can somehow word it, and I don't know exactly how at the moment, if we can somehow word it so that we're focusing on higher vibrational energy. Okay, so I was just given the wording is I am so grateful for my health. I want to continue feeling healthy is a way that you can change the wording so that you are wording it from a higher vibrational place. And when we word it from a higher vibrational place, we are then attracting that higher vibrational energy, which allows those higher vibrational thoughts, feelings, things, and items, even material things, changes, whatever, to come to us. That's a perfect example. I'm really glad I was given that example because I'm going to use that. Because I think, there's nothing wrong with saying, if I lose 20 pounds, I'll feel more confident. However, by saying that, I'm focusing on the fact that I don't feel confident or whatever that negative vibrational thing. But if I focus on, I am so grateful for my health and my healthy body, my magical healthy body. And I want to expand on that feeling of gratitude by making my body even healthier. That it's the same thing, but it's just changing that vibrational energy of it. And that goes for anything. If we're looking at our finances, right? Or something like that and going, okay, it's great. I managed to save $20, right? Or something, or a couple $100 this month. It's great to focus on, yes, we're doing that, but even that we're focusing on a little bit of the challenge of it, and maybe it's just like, I'm just asking for an example. How can I reword that one? Okay, what I heard was my life is overflowing with abundance in so many different ways, and the evidence is the extra $200 I saved. So I appreciate that example because I actually really wasn't sure how to do that, and that's what I just heard. So it's subtle bits of language. Like the first one doesn't actually feel negative per se, but the higher vibrational thinking, when you attach that gratitude piece to it, that focusing in that space of gratitude and joy elevates that level of energy. So I was just asking, is it like if we say that we'll use the money example, like, oh, I managed to save $200 this month. That's okay. We're saying, yeah, okay, I'm going to continue saving, But if we're saying it from that, I am so grateful for the magnitude of abundance I have in my life in so many different ways. And I appreciate that the evidence of it is this extra $200 I have. That just elevates. And even when I say it, I can feel it. I don't know if you can feel it, but it's this elevation of like, I'm up here saying, yes, I want this abundance to continue and this feeling of abundance to continue. And so that's what I'm hearing, is to remember that everything comes down to energy, and that we, in very subtle ways, sabotage ourselves. And that if we can find ways to reframe, ways to say what we're trying to do, and I'm hearing, ask for help. Ask for help. If you're like, even just now when I was like, okay, how do I don't think there's anything wrong with saying, hey, I managed to save $200. That's great. But I understand when I'm given this wisdom that I see how it's still a bit rooted in that scarcity, because it's like, I managed to save. I'm not expecting that I'm going to continue being able to do that. Like so I can see that. And then when I asked for, is there another way to word it? That's what I was given, is focusing on that. So, it's about practicing that. And it's about how can I word this in a positive, higher vibrational way? And if you ask, you'll get the answer, and I'm hearing, even try it right now. If you want, ask, And if you want, put it in the chat. If there's something in particular, like this is how I was asking, and then ask for advice. Like, how can I put this in that high vibrational way? And then see what it says, because if we ask, it's there. I forget too, it's funny how, I live in this gift all the time. I work in this gift. I do private readings for people. I do these lives. And yet still, I have to constantly remind myself, oh, right. So these collective readings are just as much for me as they are for you. Dara, yes, it's a shift in perspective. I appreciate you, Nancy, for helping me reframe these thoughts. Right? Me too. I'm looking at this going, okay, because I did actually manage to, even though it was Christmas season, I managed to save an extra $200. And I was like, okay, I feel really excited about that. But you're right. I understand that putting it into that perspective of, instead of like, oh, great, I managed to like hold on to this extra, it feels that energy of like holding on, as opposed to, I'm so grateful for all the abundance in my life. And this extra $200 is just an example of all the beautiful abundance in my life. Totally different frame of thought. Love it. I know I found that exceptionally helpful bit of messaging. I hope that it was for you. All right. And I just saw someone said they're focusing on Blood Swan, focusing on losing 20 pounds. Well, there you go. You came right at the right time to hear the right message. I really believe in divine timing, especially for my new people. If you haven't been here before, I do this every week. I'm going to even do this postcard. I think that means that you can follow me if I put that on there. I do this every week, and I believe that if you're here today at this time, it's because some of the messaging is exactly what you needed to hear. And your higher self said, hey, let's take a listen to this. So, yes. Okay, let's see. Next bit of messaging. What do we hear? Okay, I became aware of my wrists. Why my wrists? Okay. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, Diana, when you clicked it, okay, it popped up. Let me try that again. Da-da-da. Did I do that right? Postcard. There we go. Okay, I'll just leave it there for a while. If you wanna hop onto following me. I'm new. I'm so not. Oh no, let me rephrase that. I am learning how to get better at self-promotion because it's not something that comes naturally to me. All right, what was that going on about my wrists? What did I feel? All of a sudden became aware of my wrists. And then what I became aware of is kind of almost like pain in my wrists, which I don't actually have pain in my wrists. But it was that feeling of like when I'm doing yoga sometimes and I haven't for a little while, or I'm a bit out of practice, or I'm a bit stiff and sore, my wrist can get really sore. And I became aware of that. Why am I being aware of that? Okay, so, this one is kind of about self-discipline. So what that means, the reason why I became aware of my wrists, and I understand why, is because when I'm regularly practicing yoga, I don't notice wrist pain, when I'm doing different things. When I'm out of practice and then I come back to it, I notice wrist pain. Now, what happens, and this is also a metaphor for lots of different things, what happens is when we jump in to try to do something and it's a little bit uncomfortable, and I'm hearing this relates to like public speaking or goals that we have, or it's like putting ourselves out there or whatever it is, that's something that we want to do for our highest and best good. Sometimes when you start, it's uncomfortable. And maybe because it's new, maybe because there's some anxiety, maybe there's because of, physical issues. But if you keep with it, if you keep kind of, and I'm not going to say push past the pain because that's not what I mean, but it's like by continuing to practice. And that's why it gave me the wrist pain, because I know that if I continue to practice, that wrist pain goes away and I don't have the issues. But I have to continue to practice listening to my body and stopping when it's uncomfortable and that kind of thing. But gradually, it's just like exercising, right? At first, the first time you go and do something, it's like, okay, that's hard and whatever. And then if you keep at it, it gets better. The first time you go public speaking or, presenting something or running a workshop or whatever it is that you're doing, the first time, maybe there's some growing pains, maybe there's things that are uncomfortable, maybe there's things that don't work properly. That's not when you give up. That's when you say, okay, what do I need to do? And keep going and keep trying. Hearing to tell you a story. And this is what basically sums this up, is a long time ago, I used to do Tai Chi. And it was through an organization called Taoist Tai Chi. And I should really go back to that. But anyway, it was through Tai Chi. And there was this woman there who, when I saw a video, she was one of my instructors, and she shared a video of her when she first started doing Tai Chi. And this isn't about Tai Chi. I mean, there's lots of vehicles, there's lots of mediums. If you want to do Tai Chi, awesome. If you want to do something else, that's fine too. But she walked into the Tai Chi club using a walker and had like crippling arthritis, could barely move her hands. And by doing Tai Chi every day, she now, I don't know where she is now exactly, but at the time when I was there, she was able to walk freely without pain. She was able to go off the medication she was on, all these different things, but she was very disciplined. But what she said is at first, it was slow and painful, and she felt frustrated because her body couldn't do everything that she wanted it to do. And even though, she was listening to her body and accommodating and whatnot, she was very frustrated at first and almost gave up numerous times, but then kept going. And that's what I'm hearing for us today, is that we all have goals, things that we're working on, things that we want to do. And when we do it the first time, it might be uncomfortable. We do it the second time, it might still be a bit uncomfortable. As long as we're listening to our body, that we're not like hurting ourselves or it's not like intuitive things. I'm hearing, stop justifying, Nancy. That's what I just heard. They know what you're talking about. So I don't need to go on about that. But listening to your body and kind of allowing yourself to recognize that sometimes the discomfort, whatever it is actually just the signal that we need to keep practicing this. We need to keep doing this in order to get the results, right? And this is for everything. I'm hearing for lots of us, it's goals. I keep hearing like public speaking, like putting yourself out there, that there's some growing pains with that. Learning new things, there's some growing pains with that. Physical things, yoga, meditation, even all those things. It takes practice. It takes practice. And if we give up the moment we feel uncomfortable, right, then we don't get to really see the results. So that's what I'm hearing, is if you have things that you would like to do, don't give up when it's hard at first. Just persevere and keep going gently with love and compassion. Keep going. And just like my wrists with yoga, as long as I'm regularly doing yoga, my wrists don't hurt. If I'm not, then they hurt. And so it's a reminder to keep going. Okay. And so I'm hearing that as a reminder for us to keep going. All right. Take another little sip. Think about water this time. Always water and tea. I always get really thirsty when I'm doing readings. I wonder why that is. All right. Okay. Any other messaging? What do I have? Oh, what a cool message. Okay. All right. So I got taken back to swimming lessons as a kid. And it was when I was learning the breaststroke. And for those of you that swim or don't swim or whatever. But the breaststroke is like you put I don't know, forget it. That's not important. What I was told just now, or what I recalled, was when I was learning the breaststroke, they said that that's the stroke you use if you need to rest while you're swimming. So let's say boat capsizes, you're out in the middle of the lake and you've got to swim back. Doing the front crawl, you're going to get tired out. You might get there faster, but you're going to get tired out. The breaststroke is a rest stroke. And what I'm hearing is that when you're trying to keep your head above water, metaphorically, right? We're busy, we're stressed, there's all kinds of different things going on. We've got lots of different pressures on us. By trying to go headlong, okay, I got this, front crawl, we're going to tire ourselves out and we're probably not going to get there. It's okay to take a rest stroke. And so is there a way, if right now you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, a bit stressed, the list is long, whatever, is there a way that you could continue moving forward with your list, with the things you have to do, but can you do it in a more restful way? And what I just heard is, and I am the queen of this, multitasking is actually not restful. I try to multitask all the time and I somehow think it's helping me, and I'm hearing clearly right now that multitasking and doing like 5 things at once might feel like you're going faster, like the front crawl, but it's just tiring you out. To try and be mindful on the one task you're doing. This is what I'm doing right now. Get it done. Do the next task. This is what I'm doing right now. This is it's a challenge for me. I struggle with, I tend to multitask all the time, but I'm also tired a lot. So maybe this is the messaging, but that's what I'm hearing, is that multitasking and trying to do 10 things at once and trying to like go, and I'm going to do this while I'm doing this and is like doing the front crawl. It's going to tire you out. You'll get there, but you're going to be exhausted by the time you do. Whereas the breaststroke is you're still going to get there, but you're going to go a lot slower and you're going to get there at a more even pace. It's funny how I remember, I think I was like 10 when I had that swimming lesson, but yeah, I was given the recollection of that message that when you need to swim far, the breaststroke is the way to do it because you can go further. And the way that translates right now is multitasking is like the front crawl. Being mindful on one task at a time is like the breaststroke. Both will get you there. One, you'll be exhausted and you might not make it. The other one will be slow and steady, but you'll get there. Probably with your health intact. So yeah, this is a good one for me, especially right now. I am like constantly trying to do 2 things at once, except when I'm doing readings. When I'm doing this, I am just 100% focused on what's happening here. Almost every other moment of my life, I'm doing 2 things at once, but I'm front crawling instead of breaststroking. And so I'm going to just internalize that message a little bit, especially right now at this moment in time. I'm just going to take a look at the chat here and see what people have been chatting about. Melinda, even me too, even though I know it's not a good idea. I know. Okay, this is a good message. We're all going to try. Water equals H2O when you're speaking. You're not breathing, getting as much oxygen. That makes sense because I do, when I talk a lot, if I don't drink, I yawn. And I do get thirsty. I also think you said something about grounding. The oxygen in the water helps with grounding. I think that's, and true, all the energy moving. But I definitely, even when I'm doing individual readings, I get really thirsty. So I always have to have my herbal tea or tisane and my water beside me as I'm doing readings. Wouldn't hurt for you to get a glass of water. Water is always good for you, or tea. All right. Mary Lou, haha, my husband has always reminded me to slow down, just do one thing at a time. There you go. This is a reminder message for you too then. Definitely it's definitely something I need to think about for sure. Okay. Group messaging. Okay. What I heard is an add-on to that one. So front crawl is like multitasking, trying to do everything at once. Breaststroke is trying to be mindful, doing one thing at a time and moving forward slowly. But then I just heard, and sometimes you just need to roll onto your back and float and rest. And I know we've had this message before, but I had the image. This takes me back to, I think I was like 11 or 12 when I was doing swimming lessons, and I remember that exact thing. They'd make us like tread water and then we'd float, and it would be like, okay, rest, and then tread water and then float, to show us that if you are in a situation that you have to swim for a long time and to get yourself to safety, you can, when you need to, just roll onto your back and float, as long as you know how to float, I guess, or if you're wearing a PDF. But that's what I'm hearing, is that front crawl, multitasking, mindful, moving through life, one task at a time, breaststroke. And sometimes you just need to stop and float. And then when you stop and float and you give yourself a bit of rest, then you can continue going. And so I know we've had this message before. I'm not sure if it was last week or week before or whatever, just about the importance of rest. And that rest is also really important. Sometimes you just need to, not everything has to get done. Not everything has to happen. You know, I put a lot of pressure on myself, you know, that I have to get this done, this done, this done. Everything has to be just so and whatnot. Probably comes from a very type A family, but being a type B person in a type A family. But there's lots of times where it's like, you know what? I need to just look after myself right now. You know, I think I canceled a live a couple weeks ago because I hurt my back, and I was going to try and do it. And then I thought, you know what, Nancy, just rest. Like, you need to rest, and everyone will understand. And I did, and everyone understood. You're all still here, and y'all love me, and it's okay. All right. I let go of a stressful thing today. Just decided to drop it. Fabulous. And I said, with the time I now get back, I will instead go swimming. Well, there you go, Jenny. This message is for you. I think, you know, well, that's when I call it soul telepathy. I am reading all of you. So all of you that are here, I am collectively gathering what are your souls saying. This is what's important for this moment in time for this group of people. So I think that's funny, Jenny, that it's exactly you dropped the stressful thing and went swimming. So now you can relax and enjoy it. But yes, sometimes we need to just one thing at a time. And, you know, when you need to relax, you back float. Makes me want to go swimming. All right, just going to check more messages. Okay, I'm just hearing a bunch of actually a bunch of words, so not so much a metaphor. So I'm just going to repeat what I'm hearing word for word. What I'm hearing is that our bodies are very complex systems, and they function in very complex ways. That there's so many different things going on at different times. What I'm hearing is that your body is giving you signals that when you're lacking something, something happens. So I'm hearing to talk about skin issues, that if you're having issues with your skin, that there is something that you are lacking, or that you need to feed your body, nourish your body. Now, what I'm hearing, interesting, what I'm hearing is that sometimes when we don't have what is accessible or what we need, like let's say maybe it's a mineral we need or a vitamin. Let's say, okay, I'm just hearing like vitamin B or something. If there's something that we're missing, now this is interesting, and I am not a doctor, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not, you know, I'm not telling you don't eat anything and just use energy. But what I am hearing, and this is interesting, is that ideally you are nourishing and feeding your body with everything that it needs. If those things are not available, you can connect to them energetically. Now let me just unpack that for a second. because I'm not telling you that if you're, I don't want to risk anyone's health, okay? Disclaimer. If you're anemic, don't be like, oh, I'm getting my energy from the ether. You still need to look after the anemia and make sure you're getting iron. However, what I'm hearing is that we can connect to the things that we need energetically as well. If we are depleted on a short-term basis, we can be like, okay, I need energetically whatever it is vitamin B gives me or whatever. I need that energetically right now just to get through until I can get what I need. So I'm not hearing that it's a full replacement, but I am hearing that energetically we can even access what we need for our bodies, which is fascinating as I'm hearing it. I'm also feeling cautious. So I'm hearing two things. So my Nancy brain is going, don't tell them that. What if they, just say, okay, I don't need my supplement or whatever. I'm just going to get it from energy. And so I'm nervous as I'm saying this, but I am hearing, so if I'm being authentic and true, I am hearing that in short doses and for periods of time, if you are lacking, you can energetically consume, is the word that I'm hearing, consume the things that you need for your body. Now, what that plays out, like I said, I'm nervous a bit saying this, so please caveat, I'm not telling you not to take the things that you take for your health, but I am hearing to tell you, so I'm just telling you what I'm hearing is that if you are missing something and you don't have immediate access to it, that you can literally nourish your body with energy, whatever you're missing. So what I'm hearing is ask, what am I missing in my body? What do I need in my body right now? And then meditate and energetically receive it is what I'm hearing. I'm going to try that. What do I need in my body? And then energetically connect to it. So this goes back to what we started with, was that everything is energy, and that as we are thinking in certain ways and as we connect to that vibration of the energy that we need, it will be with us. I'm even hearing, this is interesting because my Nancy brain is like, what? But this is what I'm hearing, is that everything is so much energy that it's actually just instantaneous. That if we truly connect to what it is we need and say, okay, let me know what I'm depleted in. Okay, vitamin B, then I need some vitamin B. And then it's that instant, is what I'm hearing. That when you have that connection, when you trust and you build that connection, which takes some practice, I'm sure it's not immediate, or maybe it is, I don't know, but that you can nourish your body and give your body some of what you need. It's like a first aid kit. So I think it's, our bodies are designed to work in different ways, and we need certain things to nourish our bodies. We need to be aware of what we're putting in our bodies. We need to be aware of what we're lacking in our bodies, because everybody's different, but kind of an energetic first aid kit is what I'm hearing. If you're lacking something, you can say, I need this energetically right now, and it will be there. It will be there for you. I'm going to try that. So this is me channeling information, not me saying I've done this and experienced this. This is me learning along with you and going, that's interesting. I'm going to try it. What do you think of that? I have to admit, my Nancy brain is worried as somebody that has people in my family that if they're depleted in something, it can cause very severe complications. I'm nervous about saying you could just access it from the energy, but I am hearing that, and so I'd be dishonest or I'd be inauthentic if I didn't tell you what I'm hearing. But I'm just curious what you have to. Of course, Jovita is so wise. In the quantum field, everything is instant, so it makes sense. Quantum science already confirmed that. That's what I'm hearing, is that it's like instant. When you say, I need this, I connect to this, I need this now, and it's there. That's what I'm hearing. We have that ability. It's about believing we have that ability. Yes, this is being recorded, Maggie. I put it on my other platforms to record this. Months ago, Diana, I purchased many books on this topic. If you have any really good book recommendations, Diana, about that, I would be really interested, because this one is interesting to me in that it's not something that is at all in my own knowledge. This is something I am hearing and along with you going, okay, that sounds interesting to me and something I want to learn more about. Same with you, Yovita. If you have anything that you want to, Yovita is like the queen wealth of knowledge. If you need to know anything about anything, you ask Yovita. She knows so much. Exactly. This is how miraculous things like people curing their cancer quickly happens. It's working with the quantum field. Well, that's what I need to learn more about. But that's what I'm hearing, is that everything is energy. And if you're depleted in something and you need something more or less in your body, you can attract it. You can just say, okay, I need this. I need whatever it is. And I'm hearing it's instant. It's like as soon as you've connected and actually like I think it's probably the kind of thing, instead of be like, can I maybe have this, maybe kind of, probably doesn't work that way. It's probably like, you have to be there, believe it, feel it, connect it in. Interesting. Dun, dun, dun. I haven't done the list yet, Kate, so you're right on time. A book called Metaphysical Anatomy is a good one by Dr. Yvette Rose. Lots of videos on YouTube that are worth listening to. I'm actually just going to quickly write that down. Metaphysical Anatomy. All right. Happy for any book suggestions like that. Because I'm very interested in this now. I'd love to know more about it, even in terms of, like I said, healing the members of my family that are very much struggling because of lack of stuff in their body. Their body doesn't work. I've had chronic sinus issues my whole life, and her video on this topic is so on point. Okay, well, this is what I'm hearing, so I think it's definitely something to look into. I'm going to, and happy to hear more. My pen is not working, so I need to grab a new one. I'm sorry, and now I'm causing all kinds of problems. Okay.